Show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Denver Nuggets. Well, for Denver, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And with a little bit of time here before tip-off, I'll kick off a topic. Defense, as we know, a key to winning basketball. Kenny, talk about the hallmarks of a great defensive team.
Well, first there has to be an anchor in the back. And if you have an anchor in the back, then all of a sudden you can start with containing the basketball and denying those open lanes, because you know if they try to get to the rim, the anchor is back there. And after that, it's all about getting your hands up and making sure you contest every single shot.
And your anchor has to be a great communicator. He has to talk, help his teammates, make those extra plays like, hey, move, slide your feet, Ernie, pass the ball, give it back to Kenny, hey, watch out, he's cutting through.
You got me moving.
You got Communication is the big key, Ernie.
You see, he was the anchor, and I started
moving.
moving.
Hands up, Kenny, slide down, yeah, rotate, oh, yeah, get the three.
See? Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as he started talking, I just went. It just, man.
Two great defenders right there. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Toronto, Ontario, where the Raptors look to take one from a Western Conference team here at the Air Canada Centre. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. This game is part of the travel schedule for Denver. They come into this one very confident. They feel like this is a game they should win against a team that's struggling. They'll see if they can take care of business.
And when I look at Denver, it's early, but we can already say something about them that we couldn't say last year. This may be a team with legitimate playoff hopes.
And, Greg, unlike last year, they're taking the court every night, believing they can win this season, no matter who they're facing.
Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Robertson is out there at Bryant. Then there's Bird. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Bellamy in at the 5 spot. Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
The Nuggets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And, guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Denver with a tough year last season. A lot of losses for them on the road as they would go, Clark, only 11-30 away from the Mile High City.
Yeah, and Kevin, they ended the season on a 5-game road losing streak as well. I mean, they had mostly given up at that point as they had tried to develop young players, and it just kind of blew up on them down the stretch.
Now here's Bryant. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way.
Really good ball movement there in transition.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Robertson with it. Nowitzki outside. The screen from Bellamy. Kobe goes in. Shot from the low block. Yao with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Six on the shot clock. Kobe kicks to Bird. Jacks up a three. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Malone outside. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Kobe, no good.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense. You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Here's Robertson. Following the basket by Michael Jordan. Here's Nowitzki. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. Toronto, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the middle. Here's Malone. No good. Great D that time from Bird. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big three to compete for a championship, and for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half, and when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day, and that's really what Carmelo did.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And then for Denver, Baylor, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Dumars comes in for Kobe. And Walker subbed in for Robertson. Shot's good by Walker.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Toronto, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Paul passes to Irving. Tries from 10. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Paul against Walker. Passes to Bird. The putback, and Baylor throws it down.
Showing us a little force on that putback, Kev.
Well, there was no way he was going to let that chance slip away.
No, sir.
Hey, guys, but how about the positioning there when the shot went up? Beautiful.
Here's Duckworth. It's rebounded by Bellamy. Bellamy's got his 3rd rebound tonight. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Baylor's shot is off.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Now Paul. On the wing, Wallace. Back to Paul. The shot from 20 feet away. And he gets the jumper to drop. Paul's got his first points of the game. It's all tied in Toronto. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
You know, he may be having fun, but I'm not so sure playing street ball is really working out for Kemba, who needs to shoot better than 38% for the Hornets to go anywhere, doesn't he?
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, what might be better than continuing to play the same game you've been playing forever is to take your game to a new level. And that's going to take some discipline. I think Kemba has more than enough talent to be able to do that, but that's his challenge moving forward.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
We've got Duckworth, D-Wade out there with Paul. Then there's Irving. And it's Wallace in at the power forward. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
The Raptors shooting their first free throws of the game.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And, guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And so Irving nails both of them. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom five bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
Yeah, it was really simple. I mean, you look at the numbers, they did a better job of knocking down the free throws.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. And that'll be the middle game of their 5 and their longest homestand of the year. From deep, Jordan. It's rebounded by Baylor. And for the Nuggets, they're shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Kobe gets the bucket.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Toronto trailing. Jordan up top, defended by Bryant, picked by Yao. Deep 2 from Anthony. Shot is off. And Denver the other way now. Kobe attacking. Yao with the block. Down low, here's Rose. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Oh, trying for it. Kobe with the steal. And now here comes Kobe, leading the break. Here's Baylor, finishes the break with a slam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a sprinkler. Oh! Jam! I mean, just beautiful.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really,
good try.
In a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia.
And Dirk Nowitzki last season, I felt like the first time we saw real signs of wear and tear from all the years of him playing. His field goal percentage, points per game, rebounds, all off his career averages. And that said, though, he's still a crafty, dangerous guy to have to go up against.
Denver calls timeout. Going back to Nowitzki, his value at this point of his career cannot be measured by stats alone.
Exactly, and that's what wasn't there last year, that great team of guys around him, because that's really when he's at his very best. He can still fill it up fast, and he's one of the smartest players in the league, too.
Some changes for Toronto. Duckworth comes in for Yao, and Dwayne Wade subbed in for Jordan. Here's Robertson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Nowitzki. Toronto grabs the miss. Now the Raptors moving it up. Rose with the ball. And it's Wade. That time on the assist by Rose. Rose has got 4 assists now tonight. Last outing for Toronto unsuccessful. That was a loss to Washington. Bryant has the open look. Drops in the tray. Bryant's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Robertson kicks to Bryant. Here's Ewing, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Nuggets shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. He's off on the first.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Bellamy checked in for Nowitzki. Bird comes in for Baylor. Joe Dumars, he's checked in for Kobe. And Walker subbed in for Robertson. And the second free throw, good. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drought is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that. So you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Anthony. Jordan comes in for Dwayne Wade. And Paul subbed in for Derrick Rose. And Denver also making a switch. Randolph is checked in. And so here's Toronto, trailing by 2. Paul kicks to Jefferson. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Malone. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Nuggets foul call. Bird. That's his first personal foul.
Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
And both free throws good for Malone.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Ball's knocked loose. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Out to Bird. Puts up a three. Another three for Denver.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season. Miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way. That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
The Nuggets leading by 3. Dumars kicks to Bird. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. They recover it. Randolph's shot is good.
Boy, I tell you what, pounding the offensive glass pays off for him once again. Persistence pays.
Yeah, difference maker has been their ability to get those second chance points.
Out left to the wing. Inside. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Nuggets lead by 5. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Dwayne Casey with me here. And, Coach, some pretty good shooting from your guys in the first half, but you're still trailing. What's the focus in the second half?
We're in the game offensively, but offensively is not an issue right now. Defensively is where our issues are right now. We got to get stops. We got to get that defensive identity back and not be concerned about the offensive end. Yes, we need to score, but you will never win this league if you don't get stops.
Coach, thank you as always. Gentlemen, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely, heading into halftime up by 5. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Their transition game was really strong. It really fueled them, gave them a big injection of energy into their offense. If they can maintain that fast style in the second half, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. We've seen Michael Jordan really having a great game.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Nowitzki is out there with Bird. Then there's Kobe. Then it's Bellamy. And it's Robertson in at the point guard. And it's slammed in by Duckworth.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
Robertson dishes to Kobe. Back to Robertson. Nowitzki kicks to Bellamy. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Dirk Nowitzki, he can dish the rock too.
Raptors trail by 5.
You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
Robertson against Paul. Robertson drives in. Nowitzki. That's in, coming off the assist from Robertson. Robertson's got his third assist on the night. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Malone, left side. Back to Paul. It's Jordan on the wing. Shoots from 14. Again, Toronto.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Denver's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Bellamy. Missed inside.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Paul. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And Bird, here we go. Shot is off. Some solid defense here from Malone. The Raptors have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
And, Greg, I've got to admit to you, I did not think they were going to get all the way back. I thought they were done. But they've shown some serious resilience and character to battle this far back.
A different look for Denver. Ewing comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And it's Baylor in for Bird. Jordan no good on the free throw. Duckworth kicks to Jefferson. And Ewing sends it back. Baylor up top. Here's Bryant. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And the Raptors call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And, Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Paul passes to Duckworth with the fadeaway. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Duckworth's got 7 points in the game.
His performance today has just been so important. What a luxury to have a guy that's that dependent.
Jordan against Bryant. Robertson drives in. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Duckworth's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Jordan dishes to Malone. That gives them the lead. Malone's got the lead up to 2 now for the Raptors.
You got to love that great assist by Jordan.
Robertson with it. He's picked up by Paul. And the foul called on Mr. Moves. That is his first foul of the game. Dumars, he's checked in for Denver. There's a minute left to play in the 3rd. Baylor kicks to Ewing. And that one's good.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
And the Raptors call time here. Randolph is checked in for Denver. Kemba Walker comes in for Kobe. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Rose passes to Wallace. Back to Rose. Out to Wallace. Anthony in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Cans it from short range. Anthony's got his first points of the game. For Denver, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Walker kicks to Randolph. And he lays it straight in. Randolph's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets.
That's a heads-up play there on offense. The pump fake cleared the way for the nice layup.
And here's Rose. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Anthony dishes to Rose. Back to Anthony. Got it off in time, but it's no good. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
Hey. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle with this one. Denver's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Yao is out there with Wallace. Then it's Rose. Then there's Irving. And it's Anthony in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And stolen by Bellamy. Ryan against Rose. Ryan passes to Bird. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. The Raptors shooting a superb 63% from the field. Back to Rose. Feeds to Yao. Irving with a clean look. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Irving's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Toronto. Nuggets trail. Here is Robertson. On the wing, Burke. Nowitzki a screen. Off the screen. Oh, and the jam by Bird.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And the basket by Rose.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Denver calls timeout.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your game time.
Burke has some information for us, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Mike Malone gave to his team during that last break. The game's still in question, but he told his players, guys, this is when it's fun, right? Time is winding down, a close game. This is where you show the preparation and the time you put in. Kevin, we'll see if they respond.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Nice shot by Robertson.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Now, here's Wade. Here's Malone. Power down with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Cash?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Nuggets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Nowitzki outside. The screen from Bellamy. Kobe kicks to Bellamy. Fast break Toronto. Here's Jefferson, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Big time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
We've got 1:55 left in the game. The dish to Bird. Lets it go with a 3. That's good. And Robertson with the assist. And that's 13 points for ABC. The Raptors have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Paul dishes to Malone. To Paul. Kicks it to Duckworth. And stolen by Nowitzki. Robertson against Paul. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
In a big game for ABC. He's got 13 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
Don't stop. Don't hesitate. Keep firing from out there when the shot's falling like this.
So the first one drops, and that ties the game up. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
And really, the tension could not be higher right now. And he looked like he was shooting free throws in practice. What a cool customer.
Wade kicks the ball. To the middle. Malone, no luck. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And here's Bird for 3. It's hauled in by Dwayne Wade.
Even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense. As clutch a shot as I have ever seen.
In a word, gutsy.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They trail by 1. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Cheer on your dance pad.
Baylor, he's checked in for Bird. Here's Bryant. It's good.
One after the other, Kobe taking care of business.
56 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Ball passes to Malone. He feeds it to Duckworth. Baylor with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Kobe's got it with a
And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
A tremendous instincts grade to come up with a steal and then attack the basket.
Game changer right there, guys. An unbelievable play to make it this stage of a really tight ball game.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Toronto calls timeout. They're behind by 3. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
Yeah, the 2-for-1 situation, guys, is an option in this scenario. I'd be interested to see what they devise.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Yao checked in for Duckworth. Anthony comes in for Richard Jefferson. Michael Jordan, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Paul. Anthony dishes to Malone. And there's the call on Yao. That's his first foul. And so here's Denver. 3-point lead. Well, we can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Deep 2 from Anthony, and the Raptors miss again. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Rose kicks to Malone. The 3. And again, Toronto no up. So we see Denver get the win here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Dirk, during that second half, what brought the conviction the team showed that allowed you guys to win this thing?
I think we just battled, and that was good for us. I thought that really won us the game down the stretch. We scrambled for each other. We rotated. Got a couple lucky bounces down the stretch, and that always helped.
Dirk, thank you. Kevin, it all starts with that competitive spirit.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Let us take a moment now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game.
This is what you love to see out your star players. He's the guy you rely on to give a team a win. Both ends of the floor, shouldering the scoring load. He was a joy to watch tonight, Ernie.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.